Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, but here's a video. There was something that was pressed upon my mind this morning when I woke up, and I wanted to take time to make a video to talk about it. So I hope all of you are doing well during this time, and let's get right into the video. I want to start with a statement. God can make a way out of no way. How many of you have heard that statement before? God can make a way out of no way. And more than it just being a statement, it is something to encourage one with. It is an example to live by. It is the same example to me as seeing the glass half full rather than half empty. It is taking lemons and making lemonade. Somebody giving you lemons and you make lemonades. Maybe you heard that phrase before. It's just looking for the positive, okay? When you don't have hope, when you don't think anything will turn out right, when nothing seems like it's going right, and then now all of a sudden one thing happens, just a little glimmer of hope. And now you're like, oh my God, I needed that. Or, everything was going so bad, I was about to give up. And then just one little thing happens. Maybe somebody steps in and helps. Maybe something shows up that you've been expecting that you didn't think it was going to be on time. Whatever it is, it turned around for you. And I want to say that thinking positive helps and assists that process. When something is challenging us, we can't just turn to doom, gloom, and now go all the way like, oh, this is awful. Nothing is going right. How many people have said that out of their mouth? And now you have already put a mandate on what's going to happen. And Spirit, I want you to erase that from me, because that's just an example that I'm giving the viewers watching this video. Because I don't think like that and I don't talk like that. No, I don't. I learned a long time about that. Even in the worst situations, I'll say, well, it's going to work out. Something's going to work out. Everything is working out for Gwyneth. Everything is working out for Gwyneth. Everything is working out for my family. Everything is turning around. Everything is blessing me at this time. I say stuff like that all the time because that is what I am living by. And by saying that, even in the hardest times, things turn around. A glimmer of hope, some strength to hold on. That's a blessing too. But I don't want to get too far into that, because what I want to talk about is giving gratitude and thanks for good and bad situations. Yes, I said that, for giving thanks for good and bad situations. And somebody out there might be saying, why would I give thanks for bad situations? Well, I feel that we need to give thanks for good and bad things, trials and tribulations, challenges, and everything. And I'm going to tell you why. Those bad situations, those challenging situations, those hard places that you're in define strength, wisdom, and character in you to build you so you can be the best you. You're not building or maturing in any kind of way and everything is always great. You never have a challenge. You never had to undergo anything. Something comes into your life to challenge you, to make you stronger, to see how you're going to react. You learn from those events, and that's why I want to give thanks for those things. Think about it for a moment. The good and bad things, when you're mature, you learn from your mistakes, right? Sometimes we're not mature yet. We don't learn from the mistakes. We just say, oh, this is a bunch of crap. Why did this happen? Or why did this happen? Or why things are going this way for me? Why are they always going this way? But when you mature, when you get to a place of maturity, you could tell the difference, because you said, well, you know what, now it might be a particular person. Now I don't mess with them anymore. I know what they're like. I don't want to be connected to that type of person or that negativity. I don't want to trust them with anything, because I know I can't trust them. Maybe that's the conversation. Or maybe it's like, I thought this job was going to support me, but it's not supporting me and it's causing a headache. I'm stressed out behind this. I don't want to go to work. I'm dreading it days before it comes. Maybe it's that kind of conversation. They promised me all these different things and now I'm not receiving these things. Rather, I am receiving a bunch of junk. I am receiving a bunch of things that are causing me to be up at nighttime and to be stressed. You know, maybe that's the conversation. Maybe it's a relationship. Oh God, he has the greatest smile. He's so handsome and wonderful. And oh God, I just love everything about him. And we have so much fun together. And then here we are 3 to 6 months in, and I'm not laughing as much. And he's getting on my nerves. And as a matter of fact, I'm doing a lot of crying and I'm upset all the time. I'm confused and I'm bewildered and all these different things are happening. But I thought that this was it. I thought this was the relationship. This was my sunshine. This was my happy place. This is my joy. But now all this person brings is unhappiness in my life. Maybe that's where you are. But when that happens, I can understand that I need to look deeper than beyond that smile and material things to find out about the person that I want to have a relationship with. I need to ask the right questions. I need to communicate effectively. I need to observe how they communicate. You know, whatever relationship you're in, woman, man, whatever it is, whoever you're with, your significant other, you need to communicate effectively and then see how they communicate. Because you're going to learn a lot about that person. And don't hide it. Don't sleep on it. Don't say, well, you know, he's a little shy. If he's not communicating the way you need him to communicate, or she's not communicating the way you need them to communicate, or being open and stuff, you better take notes right there. You better put a footnote right there, because that is saying something about how that person deals in this world. Can you deal with that? You know, that makes me think of this old song that said, can you dig it? Can you dig it? Well, can you deal with that? You know, can you deal with that person responding or not wanting to talk or shy away from difficult conversations? They're telling you something. And then if you decide to still be in the relationship and then you get deeper with one another and then something happens and now this person is acting like that and you're getting upset. But you already knew they act like that, so you have the ability to step away a long time ago. Now you have built something with that person. Maybe it's 1-2 years down the road, you know, and you're upset about it. But you learned something. You learned that you didn't listen to your inner voice, to your intuition. You continue to put material things or maybe looks beyond whatever reason why you stay in a relationship. And now you could look back at it and say, well, I'm glad I got to see how that played out. And I definitely know I don't want that, you know? So that's where the maturity comes in. But the maturity doesn't come in where we say, I don't want that. I don't want a person that's like that. I don't like that negative attitude. I don't like that they don't communicate effectively. I don't like, you know, whatever it is that they had. Maybe they had a wandering eye. You know, whatever it is, you know what the situation is. I'm just saying a couple of things just off the tip of my tongue that I'm thinking. But if you got out of that relationship and you said, I don't like that relationship, or I don't like how I felt in that relationship, I don't like that we didn't communicate effectively, whatever it is that you didn't like, and then now you finally get out of the relationship and you're out there dating and meeting new people again. Maybe it's not even that kind of relationship. Maybe it's a friendship. I had a friendship with this person, and I thought this person was my ride or die friend, and we enjoyed things. We traveled together. We talked about our lives and the growth in our life and stuff. And then this person starts bringing out these ugly attributes. And then you say, well, golly, they don't seem like a friend. They act more like an enemy. You know, maybe they're jealous. That's very common in this world now, I'm telling you. Maybe they're jealous of you or who you are or the potential that they can see that who you will become. Because some people are jealous of your potential. You see what I mean? Be careful. So now these things are coming in and you realize from the person's conversation, the way they're acting, this is not a real friend. So you step away from that. Whatever it is, whether it's a job that didn't give you what they promised, is a relationship of intimacy or significant other, or it was a friendship or whatever, and now you have decided that this person is not worthy of having a connection with or relationship with or being intertwined with your life, then now you have to make a decision. You pull away from it, but after you pull away from it, you might end up in it again. The next relationship, the next job, the next friendship, and now you're in it again. How many of you have pulled out of something like that and said, that was the worst thing ever? Oh, that person is not my friend. They weren't there for me. Or that job sucked. I agreed to work weekends and I hate working weekends and it's the worst job. They promised me a raise. They promised me a new position. They said that I would be able to transfer. Whatever it is, they promised me 40 hours and I didn't get it. They promised me a bonus and a mule. Whatever these people, they're promising these different things, a bonus, whatever it is. And now you're in it and you didn't get it. So now you go into the next opportunity and then you figure out, I'm in a similar situation with a different phase. I'm in another relationship that was just like the one I just got out, but I got a different phase and a different name. I'm into another job and this job is just as crazy as the one that I left. Or worse. I left that friend alone because they were a hot mess and crazy, and they weren't there for me when I was going through different things, or I needed somebody to talk to, or I couldn't trust them. And now this person is just the same. Now we're going to pause for a moment and give a moment of silence. I want you to think about, have you been in that situation before where you keep getting in the same type of relationships, the same kind of connections, and you've already said, I'm not going to do this again, but you keep ending up there anyway? Just a moment of silence. I want you to think about and reach back to those situations, because I know that some of you that I'm talking to, it has happened to you. It has happened to me before. Yes, I am open and honest to say that. And you're like, ain't this something? I'm in the same thing again, Same job again, same relationship again, same friendship again that I did not want. And a lot of times that happens when you are double-minded. You are double-minded. The Bible talks about being double-minded. When you're double-minded, you're unstable in all your ways. You better listen to that wisdom right there. When you are double-minded, you are unstable in all your ways. You're not in the position to make good decisions. So what does that tell you? I have to heal first, and then I can move forward. I can't just keep jump out of the job and I get in. I got to analyze that thing. How did I end up in that job? What was attracted to me about that job? What was it that they said that I just trusted and believed everything that they said would be so? You know what I mean? Was I paying attention? Once I got on the job and I was doing the orientation, was I paying attention to what was going on to see if did I talk to other people that have been with the company for a long time to see what they were thinking about the company? All these things, I got to do my due diligence. The friend, was I talking to them? Did they have other friends in their life that have been for a long time? Or do they not have any long-standing friends? That says something about them. No long-standing friends. Relationships. Are you asking a question? How long was your last relationship? How many relationships have you been in? Or are you looking for a serious relationship? Pay attention to all these things, because you want to guard yourself accordingly. Okay? Double-minded, and when you're double-minded, you're unstable in all your ways. You're not making good decisions. But when you get past that, you analyze what you have, you give yourself time to heal. Maybe you come to a healer like me, and I can work with you with emotional healing, and we can talk this thing out and counsel this thing out and help you go to the next level and to the next step. Maybe you work with traditional counselor, something. You're getting some help. Maybe you have one or two good, steadfast friends and you talk to them about this and they help you through this situation. Maybe you can talk to your parents or your grandparents or somebody steadfast. Maybe you have a pastor that you could really trust. Notice I said really trust because some of these pastors right now are a trip, really. I'm not going to get into that. But find somebody that is trustworthy, has proven to be trustworthy. If you can't, look for something outside of your circle. If you don't have it, mainly talk to somebody else. Maybe you talk out loud in your bedroom in your house. Maybe you journal it down and talk out and think of it. Because when you say it out loud and your spirit hears what you're saying, it helps as well. That's very therapeutic to talk out loud. Just like when we say our affirmations, we want to say it out loud. We don't want to say it inside. All things are working for me. Everything is working for me. Gwyneth always gets what she wants. Things always work out for me. I want to speak it out loud. And then my spirit hears it and my spirit believes it. When this Gwyneth is have some insecurity about something, if I could just get my spirit to hear it, then I can change my situation. Because once my spirit gets it, my spirit's going to lead me, and then it's going to help wash away that insecurity. It's going to give me some muscle and some strength to go on. Do you understand? To make some positive changes, to make some positive thoughts, to get into some healthy relationships, to get in a healthy position so I can go to that job and say, this is what, and I have to stand up for myself, people. I want to say that too. A lot of people now, it just seems like they just don't, I don't want to be bothered. You better be bothered. You better be ready to stand up for yourself and take them and say, hey, you gave your word on this. We signed on this. I signed a contract to work here. You said you would give me this, but I'm not receiving this. So what can we do about this? You know, you have to stand up for yourself. You have to be willing to fight. You can't just be like a woody poot and then being that, say, oh, my life is miserable. What are you doing to make it better? Are you giving yourself time out in nature? Are you sitting out in nature and observing all this beauty that God has created and just getting a stillness of mind so you can get grounded, connecting with the earth? Or are you praying and meditating to clear your mind out? Or do you just go to bed with all that mess on your mind? Do you wake up and then immediately you're into mess? You're into gossiping. You're into everything is not working out for me. Just example. Erase that for me. It's saying something like that, saying negative. Oh, what's going to happen today? I don't wake up like that saying what's going to happen today. I say, oh, today is a beautiful day. Things is going right today. Things are getting good. I feel good in my body. Even if I don't. Even if I feel like a tin soldier when I wake up, I say, I feel good in my body. But I keep pressing that. And guess what? It's not long before I am feeling that in my body, in my mind. Okay? Because energy follows that direction of that word, that spoken word. You know, I always like talking about that. So when I speak it, when I walk in it, then it shows up and it arrives in every situation. Now, I want to look at my notes real quick, make sure there's nothing else that I left out that I want to talk about, because this was on my mind earlier today, but I'm just getting time to make the video right now. And I also want to say, if anybody wants to have a session with me, spiritual healing, energy healing, Reiki, and anything, I'm going to leave down in the comments my information for you to get in contact with me. I would be happy to work with you. I would be happy to be able to help you to get to the better you, to strengthen those muscles in you, to relieve you of those things, or maybe you're experiencing some kind of physical pain. You need some alleviation of that. Reiki is wonderful for alleviating and helping with that pain when you're dealing with. Matter of fact, I just had a hip replacement. And I've been doing healing on myself. Why would I heal everybody, send healing to everybody else and not send healing to me? And just a shout out to everybody who's been sending me healing and prayers. I appreciate that. I am doing well. I am healing well. And I am so thankful for that. And I just really want to make sure I say that, because that was the other thing that I kind of wanted to talk about. Giving thanks. We talked about that. Giving thanks for good and bad situation. I'm giving thanks to bad situations because now I realize what was wrong. I realize what I didn't want. I realize what I need to steer away from. I realize that I need a new plan. And that's why I'm getting praised, because if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't have known how to get out of a bad situation. I wouldn't have known what it felt like to go through that horrible thing. And now that memory is causing me to say never again. You understand? And so I give thanks for those things, but I also want to give gratitude for people. Some people lack giving gratitude to people. You don't even have to know the person. You might observe somebody's energy or attitude somewhere. Maybe it's at a doctor's office, it's at the grocery store, it's at school, it's at work. You pass them by at the gas station, and this person has a wonderful energy. Good morning, how are you doing? Or, how's your afternoon going? Or they just have this beautiful smile and a way about them and everything. You know what? That might seem so foreign. Oh, I don't talk to people like that. Tell that person, oh, I love your energy. Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me like that. Thank you for greeting me like that. Give back gratitude. Stop being so in yourself that you don't want to give thanks. Then you wonder why things don't happen for you or open up for you. It's your attitude. It's your disposition. You're mean. You're nasty. You don't like to give thanks. You close yourself up. Open yourself up. God made you and put a special gift in you to be who you are, and let it shine. Because that's how we raise the vibration on earth. We can't sit here and keep complaining about, oh, everything is going wrong. Things is really down. It's really a depressing time. What are we doing to lighten up? Bring that sunshine in. Bring that joy in. What are you doing to raise up the vibration? If you're just sitting there complaining, that's not helping. That's helping take us down. Yeah. When you have that light in your neighborhood, at the local gas station, the little corner store, whatever, you go to the grocery store, you're having that bright vibration, somebody else has it. Oh, I love that. Thank you. Good morning. How are you doing? That's a beautiful shirt you have on. Oh, you look so handsome and stuff. Just having that general vibe and vibration brings things up in that area, in that store, on that corner, in this street, down this thing. You have a responsibility, just like we have a responsibility to stand up for ourselves. These things have been on my mind very heavy. I have to say beyond today, but it was really pressing on my mind today. Do something about it. So here I'm sharing this video with you. I'm sharing what I think about that. You might say what you say, Gwyneth, don't amount to a hill of beans. And that's fine. But it might mean something to somebody, so I want to share it. Give gratitude for the good and the bad and the ugly. Praise, give praise and gratitude to the people that deserve it. Not just my teachers, my parents, my family. Maybe it might be coworkers. It might be a boss. It might be a pastor. It might be something entertainment, somebody who has a high vibe and putting out that high vibration, and they're encouraging you and they're doing things to lift you up. However it comes, it might be just the neighbor next door. Or maybe you need to be that for that neighbor next door. What are you doing to bring, that's what I'm going to leave you with. What are you doing to usher the sunshine in, the joy? What are you doing to make things more peaceable around here? We can't just be looking at the news, the TV, or looking at the whole picture and say things are really bad. What are you doing? You can do something that doesn't cost anything. Gratitude don't cost a penny. Okay? It does not cost anything to give gratitude. It doesn't cost anything to smile. It doesn't cost anything to say, oh, are you okay? Or can I help you in some kind of way or whatever like that? It might be something. You might need to carry a bag or put something in somebody's car for them because they're elderly or they're disabled or whatever. But if we don't go around and start doing these things, we don't have the right to sit back and complain and say everything is going bad or things are down when we don't even add to the positive turnaround. That's what I want to say to you. And I want to ask each one of you, how are you bringing the sunshine in? What is it that you do? Not just one morning, something that you do. And if you don't have anything, if you sit there and you think and say, Gwyneth, can't think of one thing, then you need to get busy and find something. There's something you can do. There is something you can do to help a neighbor, a friend, to be kind, you know, to choose kindness rather than being evil, instead of being nasty and mean. If all you have is something nasty and mean, you need to go sit down somewhere and think about why you're feeling that way, why you always pull that way, and release it from your body, because those mean and nasty thoughts and evil thoughts, revengeful feelings, is toxic. And it can make you sick. Physically, it can make you sick if you keep holding those things in. You want to release those things. But I'm not, I can go on and on and on and on and on. And we are here to learn, to grow, to mold, to become our best you. People say, oh, I'm living my best life. Want to not just live my best life. I want to be that best representation of me, of Gwyneth. I want to be that people to say, Gwyneth is true to who she is. She is honest. She is who she says she is. She shows up in a happy way. You know, I want the best for me. So how can I do that? I continually work on myself, because none of us are perfect. Let's be real. But if I give my best, what more can I ask for? What more can anybody else ask for if I give my best? So, you guys have a wonderful day, night, evening, whenever you're watching this video. If you're interested in healing, maybe you want to be a healer, maybe you're interested in becoming a Reiki or energy healer, maybe you want to do spiritual healing, maybe you would like one of my energy chi balls, so that I make energy chi balls that I can send by distance. The healing is sent by distance, but that chi ball is 3 days of healing versus 1. And I really love doing those. I also do chi ball. If you want to be a Reiki practitioner, 1, 2, or 3, you know, I can also make a chi ball with that healing in it, and to open up for you, to attune you to that Reiki energy, and then we will work 1-to-1 together from after that point. So if you're interested in any of those things, you have any questions, you don't agree with what I have to say or whatever, or you just want to leave a comment, go ahead. Hit the like button if you like it. Share it with somebody if you feel that you know somebody who can use that encouragement or something I said. Hit a bone or a chord with somebody else, send it out, share it. Please share it. If you've been watching these videos and you never shared a video, let today be the day you share, you like, you put a comment. When you do that, we're forming community. Do you understand that? Okay. Bless you. Have a wonderful day. Think positive. And remember, you have something special in you and unique that God put in you. And he didn't put it in you for you just to hold it in yourself. Let it shine. Let us see it. You are here for a purpose.